Hello everybody and welcome back, and in this tutorial we will make a bootable USB drive with our Kali Linux. Now you might need this if you want to, for example, boot Kali Linux on your main machine, so you will need a USB drive that has the ISO image burnt on it in order to start up the operating system. Now for this you will need two things. Those two are the ISO image of basically Kali Linux or any other operating system you want, and you will need this program called Rufus. Now you can download that program from this website right here. You basically just navigate down here to the download section and click on Rufus 3.4. Now I won't be downloading it right now since I already downloaded it a few seconds ago, and basically you can see that the size is not really that big, it's only 1 megabyte. So once you download that, you just double click on it. It will ask you for your administrator password, which in my case is nothing. I just click here on yes, and it should open up our program. Basically this is the entire program. You can see that here it automatically found my USB drive, which is Kingston 32 gigabytes and the only one currently. It will ask you right here, what do you want to do? So we want to, you do not want non-bootable or FreeDOS, you want here to have checked disk or ISO image. Now you can just leave it on this. You want to select which image you want to boot, and you go here on desktop and or wherever you saved it and click on the ISO image. Now I will pick here Kali Linux, and you can see that it will set all the other settings automatically. Now the only thing you want to do from here is click on start, but before you do that you will notice that it will give you basically some warning. Yes, right here there was some warning for some syslinux files. I'm not really sure what that was, but basically another important thing to note is that if you do this, it will delete all the files you had on your USB drive. So if you have anything important on your USB drive, make sure to move it to another folder before you continue with this process, or you will lose all your other files. Now here it will ask us if we want to write in ISO image or in DD image mode. We want to write in the ISO image mode and click here on OK. And here is the warning: all data on device Kingston will be destroyed. To continue with this operation, click OK. To quit, click cancel. So that's what I was saying. If you have any important files, please move them so you don't lose them in this process of making a bootable USB drive. Now since I don't have anything on this USB drive, I will just click here on OK. And you can see that right now it is deleting partitions, as it says right here, and it is currently making our USB drive bootable. Now this might take a few seconds to finish, shouldn't take that long. You can see right here all the files that it is basically making in our USB drive in order to make it bootable. And you just basically wait for this process to finish, and then you will have your bootable USB drive, which you can later on just plug in into your computer or laptop or whatever you're using, and boot your Kali Linux on your main machine. Now it is also important to notice that not to notice but to know that Kali Linux might not be supported on all the chipsets on your machine. So for example, I couldn't boot a Kali Linux on my laptop, so I later on installed Linux Mint. So if it doesn't work, if the installation of Kali Linux doesn't work on your main machine, that's probably because some of the components isn't supporting Kali Linux or isn't supported by Kali Linux. So in that case you will probably need to download any other Linux, such as Ubuntu, which I have right here, and make sure you install this. Now basically Ubuntu and Kali Linux are very similar. Well, not that similar, but Kali Linux basically is a Linux operating system which just comes here pre-installed with all the other hacking tools. The only problem would be if you install any other Linux, you would need to download all these tools that Kali Linux already has once you install it, which can take some time. For example, it took me weeks to install all of the programs I needed on my Linux Mint machine, since I couldn't really install Kali Linux on it, so you should know that. So this process is taking a little bit of time. I thought it would finish faster, so I'll just cut the tutorial short here, and we will continue learning in the next lecture. I hope I see you there, and take care.